to your first CASSADEE Pope solo show. I hope you're excited. So, I co-wrote this song with an awesome songwriter, singer-songwriter named Coach Walker, and it's one of my favorite Monday songs. So, sing along if you know it.
Cassidy, and we are at the Altar Bar in Pittsburgh, and I am currently lounging on a couch just to talk about myself.
Okay, first off, so you're out on your very first solo tour.
Yes.
How's that been going so far?
It's been awesome. We did the West Coast a few weeks ago, and then our first show was in Chicago last night, and it was amazing. Like, I don't know, almost sold out, like probably 30 people away from selling out, and the kids knew all the words, even to like my stuff. They were singing along. The songs haven't even been released yet, I guess from YouTube videos. They learned the lyrics, and I got to meet some really cool fans that I never got to meet until last night, that run a bunch of fan sites that I really love. So it was an amazing show. It was awesome.
Hey, that sounds like fun. How is touring solo different from touring with a band, or isn't it?
Well, I think the most different thing about it are the people that I'm touring with, because it's not my band from Hey Monday. It's my lead band. It's these guys that play music professionally for a living. And they're here to play my songs, and it's awesome. I do miss the guys from Hey Monday, but touring is touring, and I absolutely love being out on the road. I love playing music, seeing the fans every night, being in a different place every night. So there's not much different, and it's an acoustic tour, which we did for Hey Monday, but we didn't do it in like venues like this. So it's been really cool.
How did you meet all the musicians you're touring with now?
I met them through my manager. He kind of put the band together for me. He knew some members that he's seen in other bands in Baltimore and stuff. So he put it together, and we had our first few practices before the West Coast shows, and it was awesome. Like, we were in my living room just playing, and after just a few songs, it was very apparent that it was going to work out. It went really well, and they're amazing. We were supposed to have, it was actually not supposed to be violin, 2 guitars, and the cajon. It was supposed to be 2 guitars, a bass, and a cajon, but the other guitar player couldn't make it out for the tour, so we brought on a guy who plays violin and guitar, so it kind of filled it out, but it was for the best, I think, because the violin adds a lot to it. So yeah, they're really good.
Okay. You've been playing new songs that you've written on this tour. You're planning on recording those, I assume?
I am. I mean, that's what I'm working on right now back in LA. I'm just working on getting some really good sounding demos to bring to labels and say, hey, this is what I want to do, take it or leave it. Because I have a bunch of, acoustic demos that I could show people, but I'm not comfortable showing them the way they are now, because I really want to put demos to them and make them sound the way I want them to sound, that best describes the direction that I'm headed with my music. So I'm hoping by the end of this year I'll have something out. But until then, I'm going to keep releasing some teasers and stuff like that, like I did with the song Lunatic. And yeah, just keep everybody in the loop on everything.
Okay. Alright, since everyone works a little bit differently, what's your writing process like?
It varies. It's different every time. Sometimes I write the lyrics and melody, and then I'll put music to it, or I write the music and put the melodies to it. And I love doing co-writes. Sometimes they'll have the music and I'll put my lyrics and melodies to it, or we'll start from scratch, or it's always different. But for the most part, I usually write with an acoustic guitar.
Okay. Is it Is writing different for your solo material than it was for Hey Monday, or is it kind of the same process?
It's the same process, but you know, for this Hey Monday stuff, I did a lot of writing with the guys, especially for the last Christmas EP. We co-wrote everything together. But I did do co-writes with songwriters and producers with Hey Monday, and just wrote stuff by myself as well.
Right. So Hey Monday shows were always really energetic rock shows, and now you're kind of doing this acoustic tour, which are a lot smaller and more intimate. And
Yeah.
is there one type of show you enjoy more than the other?
No, it's usually depends on the crowd, because played a lot of full band stuff with Hey Monday that weren't very fun because the crowd wasn't into it and it was kind of awkward. And then I played shows where, last night where it was just acoustic and, you know, everyone was so into it and they were even jumping and stuff, and it was acoustic. So it depends on the crowd for sure, but I like both kinds of shows.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Like, when you're opening for the bands, does it bother you when people are like on their phones and not paying attention?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the times the opening bands don't realize that, like, a lot of the times people, it's not like they're ignoring them, they're kind of absorbing what's happening. Because I know when I go to see shows for and see bands or musicians that I've never seen before, I just stand and watch and, like, listen. I might nod my head or bob my head or whatever, but for the most part it's just me kind of absorbing what's happening. But, you know, Hey Monday always open. We headlined a few tours, like 2, but for the most part we were either 1 or 2 on the tour, and we had to fight for that crowd. Like, it was never easy. It never just came to us easily. A few places like Chicago, Boston, New York, places like that where they're always really good, but for the most part we had to really get the crowd into it, because that's the job for an opener, to get the crowd into things. It's a rough job, but it's fun, and it makes you a better entertainer too.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah.
And now that
Hurts my shoulder. There we go.
okay, I guess you kind of already answered this, but now that you've made a career playing shows, you still go to a lot for fun, like when you're at home?
I do, yeah. Especially now, I just moved to LA, and there's a show there like every night, and I can kind of go to whatever show I want. But sometimes, like on tour, sometimes, you know, you have a chance to go to a show on an off day or something, and there's been times where I have gone, and there's been times where I'm like, I can't, I need just quiet, I need peace and quiet, so it depends on how I'm feeling. Shh.
Anyway, what show have you been to for fun where you really wanted it to be you on stage?
Oh.
Like, it was
A
maybe
lot.
some
There's
really
been a
great
lot.
crowd, or...
There's been a lot. From a touring point of view, we toured with Fall Out Boy, and that was pretty incredible. I've seen Taylor Swift, and that was amazing. Yeah, so those 2 shows I looked at, and I saw the Fall Out Boy tour, and I was like, I want that someday. And then I saw the Taylor Swift one, and I was like, I need that. Yeah, I was like, I need to do that someday. So, yeah, those 2.
Okay. Okay, so obviously you decided to pursue a career as a musician. Did you have that one special moment where you consciously made that decision, or was it just kind of a gradual, organic thing? That's kind of where you ended up?
You know, I never really. It was weird because when I started taking voice lessons when I was 4, I just got hooked, and I was like, wow, I really love doing this. And when I was 4 years old, it was like, this is my destiny. You know, and then as soon as I started, I just never stopped, and then I grew up singing and taking more lessons and continuing to do that. So it was always something that I knew I needed to do, and there wasn't a specific moment where I was like, oh, this is my purpose. It was like my whole life I knew I was going to do it, so there's never like another option for me.
Okay. Alright, so you just recently joined Facebook, and you've been on Twitter for a while now. Do you find social media to be a valuable way to promote yourself and your music?
Yeah, I definitely think without it, I don't think this tour would have been able to happen. Like, this is my first time not on a major label, going on tour, with, just myself promoting myself, and if it wasn't for the Hey Monday Facebook and my Twitter and my new Facebook, no one would have come. It's just like getting the word out there as much as you can. It's really important, and it's just a really nice way for me to be able to communicate with the fans and stay in contact with them without, being on tour. Because the next few months after this tour, I probably won't be playing much anymore. I'll probably be focusing on the album and trying to get that done. But yeah, it's really, really important.